The following Let's Play has been rated not safe for young children. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, mwahahaha! Hello everyone, this is Dragon, and welcome back to Let's Play Spiritis. If you recall in the last episode, Talus here, the Spirit Hunter, was hired by this... I still haven't gotten used to button controls. He was hired by this bartender to deal with the monsters down here in his cellar. First off, I gotta ask, what kind of person would have a wine cellar this large? Not to mention, put a secret passage in it. Gotta love these RPGs. Anyway, as a reward for getting through and dealing with all the ghosts down there, he gave us this Might Bracer, which, as you can tell by the description, can lift heavy items. He also told us, well, first off, the leader of the demons down here said something about someone named Natas, or Natus, or something like that. And the bartender said to go next door to the church and ask some person there about it. Now, my game-breaking whiskers are twitching. So, first off, I decided to head back into the forest to find out if this Might Bracer could be sold. It cannot. So, odds are it is definitely necessary in order to get past the boulder. Let's see, good luck. If you ever want a drink, just let me know. So we don't know the name of the person next door. That's the second thing I am curious about. Can you skip this person here inside? The person's still there. Let's go ahead and talk to the person anyway, just to see how it continues the story. May I help you? You must be Iris. I must ask you something. Look, I'm not looking for a date or anything like that, so don't even waste your breath. It's not like that. I was hoping you have some information about a man named Natas. Natas? Where did you hear of him? A demon muttered his name as he died. This is serious. We should head for Palos, the cathedral. It's just past the caverns. My teacher may be able to help us. I assume you'll be accompanying me then? Don't worry, I'm not excited about it either. Iris, join your party. Well, okay, so this person does in fact join our party. Before we take a look at this person, actually let's go ahead and take a look at this person. Iris is an adept. Has a few nice spells here. Deals ice damage, deals fire damage, slightly heals an ally. That could be useful. Magic rod. Of course the mage would have a rod. And there's Iris' stats. Now, one thing I was wondering at the end of the last episode, do you have to equip... Apparently only Talus can equip it. Do you have to equip the Might Bracer in order to get past the boulder? Let's find out. This boulder is too heavy to move. That's not moving, that's making it cease to exist. Alright, so clearly Isis is kind of necessary in order to move on. However, like I said, my game-breaking whiskers are twitching. So what I'm going to do is try to proceed without bringing Isis along and see what happens. Let's just re-equip this real quick. Alright. So we're just going to continue on without Isis for now. Okay, we got what is probably a weapon item shop. What can I do for you? Items. Choco Bar. Restores 25 MP. You know, this stuff is actually kind of expensive. especially now that I know that enemies do not respawn. What can I do for you? Ooh, nice. Let's see. Well, that's only 1 point above the pixie dagger. I'll tell you what I get in a minute. Alright, so I didn't really buy all that much. Apparently, all I can really afford at this moment is the steel armor. Actually, I could probably sell the steel armor. Not the steel armor, what am I saying? The traveler's vest. I can probably sell the traveler's vest. No, I apparently can't sell anything. Do you allow me to sell things? No, you do not. Well, what about in the forest? Okay, we can sell in the forest. So I'm gonna sell... Well, first off, I don't need that anymore. That's a 25 gold. And that's 12, not a whole lot. That could afford me one more thing. Alright, and then I bought the spiked shield. I'm not gonna bother selling the pixie buckler for now, just in case. Might turns out that I need Talus in order to get through this dungeon for some reason. So I'm gonna worry about this extra stuff later. So let's see, this is Caverns 1. Not a very specific title. Okay, we got enemies coming. Let's see what we got here. Lesser Demon. Because there's always a lesser demon. With a face on his chest. We're just going to use regular attacks for a moment just to get an idea of what this guy does and how powerful he is. Something I want to bring up while I'm thinking about it. Actually, that wasn't too bad. I might not even have to use the Rengeki, which, by the way, I found out doubles your attack power, which is pretty nice. And this other guy... Oh, this is the first time we've encountered two of these enemies at once. Two enemies at once. Two of any enemy at once, anyway. More than one enemy in battle. Well, however you want to put it. Does this deal more... No, you only select one enemy. So we'll just use that. Anyway, the thing I was wanting to bring up... I don't know if you've noticed, I've fiddled with the video quality a bit for this episode. Decreased it just a little bit, because last episode, even though it was 36 minutes long, it actually was an hour-long recording. Funny how it turned out to hit where I wanted it to be as far as actual length goes. But another thing it hit was somewhere over 7 gigs, which is way bigger than my computer should be able to handle. I'm surprised it didn't break. Ooh, we got a chocolate bar from those guys. Anyway, 7 gigs while I was able to record that length. Okay, so having gone through a few game overs, which I will not count towards the game over tally, I decided it wasn't worth trying to break the game in this case, and I went and recruited Iris. I already equipped her with leather gloves and armor cloak. I was going to go back to the forest to sell the Adept's cloak, but then I remembered that there was that synthesis guy that we talked to who said he's going to make some new equipment for us, so I decided perhaps I should just save it. So, yeah, now this is going to be hopefully easier, because these guys, they confuse, and basically it's not like a 50-50 chance that you'll hit the enemy or yourself. You're pretty much guaranteed to hurt yourself if you're confused, which makes them very dangerous. Now, Iris cannot cause any physical damage worth squat against these guys, so I'm going to be using... There's that poisonous attack, and it worked. Of course it would work. Well, it's a good thing Talus missed himself. But anyway, Iris really only going to be able to cause damage against these guys. Did it really have to be a painful blow against himself? And of course he's still confused. I don't know if there's any easy way of... Oh, now he attacked Iris! Swell! Confusion sucks! Oh boy, look at Iris's HP. Let's use Light Aura. And hope that Talus does not attack. Oh good, he missed. But that guy didn't. Oh, now he recovers from confusion. I'm gonna finish this battle and see if resting at the church revives. I wonder if you get experience if you died. Confused again. Am I going to die again? Yes. That one counts. Be right back. Okay, well fortunately going into the church and resting there does revive a party member, which is good because there is a revival item, but it's pretty expensive, so I'm probably not going to have any. This game's hard. I almost got another game over because I had both of my party members confused, which, you know, sucks. I'm glad these guys don't hurt me too much. So, as I was saying with the deal with the size of the last episode, over 7 gigs, my computer could handle that, but while editing there was a bit of lag, so what I basically had to do was take the video and change it to a different format, which was a whole lot smaller, but also time consuming. I'm going to have to do this again with these videos, probably, even though I reduced the quality, but hopefully since it's a smaller size to start with, there will be not as much of weight for converting the video. Okay, what's that glowing guy? He looks particularly dangerous. So I'm going to grab that real quick. I forgot the enemies can still move. What's up here first? Oh, that's where I came from, right? Yeah. Alright. Are you blocking the path for some reason? Why are you blocking the path? Is he ever going to come up here? Why is he not able to come up here? Is there something here? Is that where I defeated the other enemy? Can they not walk through it because I defeated the last guy standing there? I don't know, let's find out. Apparently, yes, defeated enemies cannot be stepped over by other enemies. Iris died again. Nice to know that Iris is taking the typical stance of magic user and being totally weak in battle, just like every other magic user. You know, I was kind of wondering at first if there was any reason to waste time using both of these spells in a single battle, but now I'm thinking probably. Is there any reason why these two spells cost different amounts? I would expect these two spells to be the same level spells, therefore the same level of power. Look at that, 42 damage, that's ridiculous. Might as well run Geki up. I like that their attack symbol is different depending on the weapon that they're holding. Well, magic's not being very effective. I wonder what his attack power is going to do against this guy. Not a whole lot less. You know, I'd really need a stopwatch for this LPing business. That way I can better keep track of how long I'm playing. Because I had to start a second video because I figured it was taking way too long to get back to where I was during those 3 game overs. Plus I wanted to do some tests. Plus I'm going to save after every battle. Because these battles are hard. So apparently blindness is temporary. But anyways, as I was saying, stopwatch would be helpful in keeping track of just how long an episode is, so I could start it and stop it whenever I'm on a pause break, more or less, even though I don't actually pause the game. I just let it record during battle because, oh, that's right, I wanted to further explain something about how I record these videos. Like I said in the last episode, I've got it set up so I've got an audio cord going from my PC's headphones to my PC's microphone slot in order to record the game audio. There's a bit more to it than that. I've got Hypercam recording the game, the visuals, and the audio, and for my commentary, which I'm using a USB microphone, I've got a separate program running for that, Audacity. You can have two different things running like that, and that way I've got it recording both my commentary and the game audio. And then what I'll do is take them and merge them together, try to sync them together in the video editor, which is why at the start of every episode, in order to make sure they're synced up, I do this. And that way I can sync them together, and then you're not hearing much of an echo. Although there is the slight desync as the video goes on, which causes a noticeable echo if you have a good ear. Okay, so after that battle, I decided I had gained enough money to head back to the store, so what I did was bought the steel sword, which is a 1 point advantage for Talus, and for Iris, I bought the Adept Rod, which is... it's that much there on the left. You can see it for yourself. The Adept Rod is a two-handed weapon, which means that my leather gloves cannot be equipped, which means Isis is, well, weaker in the defense department by about 1 point, and also a little slower. But I'm hoping the spirit, whatever it affects, I assume magic, is enough to make up for it with maybe more powerful spells casting. Also, Talus leveled up with a new spell, Dark Flare, deals fire and dark damage. Should be interesting to see how that works. Unfortunately, because I decided to buy both of those equipments, I did not have enough money to heal at the church. So after this, well, first off, I'm going to do this, because Iris is low on HP. Now, I'm kind of curious here. Iris was doing around 25 damage with the last weapon. Let's see what this weapon does real quick. I'll just make this battle go a little faster. Oh, that's a nice little boost. I think it's a nice boost. The random number generator for the attacks here is pretty widespread, actually. So kind of hard to tell for certain. Well, let's try another attack and see what happens here. 30 damage. Well, yeah, it's really hard to tell on what 1 point of extra power is going to do here. Anyway, that afforded me enough gold for the church, so I'm going to the church. Whoa, 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 what the... Did you mean for me to be able to walk on this? Going to the church is definitely going to be beneficial for saving a little bit of money, at least if I go for healing my MP, because those MP healing items, they're so gosh dang expensive. Church is a whole lot cheaper. And it restores all of my MP rather than part of it. Is there anything in here? No? Anything in here? Well, here's one of these guys. Let's try out Dark Flare. Oh, that was a nice boost to his magic attack. And Dark Flare, 28 damage. Not significant. Apparently Ectobolt, I don't know if you saw, it does not cause damage to these guys because I guess it's dark only, and I guess these guys are dark immune because they're probably dark enemies. Darkness can still work. But of course, darkness is temporary, and if the enemy survives long enough, it's going to wear out. And there's no guarantee that blindness is going to really help a whole lot, and there's confusion again. That's a good thing is on Iris, who is completely weak within the physical attack department. Let's get rid of this guy without missing before this gets any worse. That's a nice amount of damage. Why can't Iris cause that much damage? My mistake, it wasn't the reviving item that costs a whole lot of money. No, wait, it was the reviving item that costs a lot of money. It wasn't the MP restoring item that costs a lot of money. I think that was 45 gil. Still, it's better than it's not as good as just going to the church. You know, it's pretty bad whenever your healing magic causes heals the same amount of HP that enemies cause against you. Heck with it. Let's use it a couple more times. I want to apologize for one thing in the last episode where... Ooh, that sounds nice. Let's equip that. Can you equip it? Well, it doesn't matter because you've got a two-handed thingy. Thunder Shield protects against thunder. Do we even have any enemies here that uses thunder attacks? I don't think so yet. What I'd really like is something that protects against confusion, because that's kind of bad. Anyway, I want to apologize for how my there was a whole lot of noise during the last episode. The thing with that was I wasn't paying attention, and the cord for my controller was going up against my mic, which I already explained in... Oops, I forgot to heal my MP. Which I already explained in one of those little text box thingies I made. How do you like those things? It's not something I made specifically for these LPs. I actually made that icon of myself a few years ago, actually, whenever I was doing art at DeviantArt. I don't really draw much anymore because, I don't know, it just stopped being fun when everybody was either ignoring my art or it just wasn't worth the effort. Anyway, I got it made so the controller here, the cord is no longer rubbing against my mic. I pull it through a loop and now it's hanging over the mic stand, or over the base of the mic stand. I forgot to heal my MP. And of course I can't really do a whole lot about it because I can't run, because the enemies bump into you the moment you escape battle. So here's hoping this battle does not go terribly. It's all... Oh, yay! It did not confuse me! Oh, this is getting easier. Another chocolate bar. And now I'm gonna... You can't touch me! Now I'm gonna head to the church. But yeah, the little icon in the text box already made a long time ago. I just needed to modify them a little for the purpose of my LPs. Ooh, what's this room? I gotta love the English that appears during the death text. Iris is knockout. That's probably a translation error on Enterbrain's part. Also, it rather sucks that Iris is dead again in this one single battle. Going back to the church. And this is 100 geld. Not totally useful at this moment. As long as I'm bringing up stuff that I edited... Hey, is this something? Can we go through here? Can we write this? Is this door? It's a door. I don't know where it leads. We'll find out in a bit. Another thing... Hey, is this just a... Okay, pointless. As long as I'm talking about things that I edited in, or my new editing technique, or the stuff that my fancy stuff. Let's just talk about my fancy stuff. I, of course, made a new intro. I did not know I was going to make a new intro until after the last episode was already recorded. But, you know, I figured as long as I'm still being Drake on here in these LPs, I might as well give my introduction a much-needed update. And so, I did. I basically took this AVS video editor thing of mine and used it to my advantage and created that nifty little intro, which was actually pretty time-consuming. When it comes to video editing for Let's Plays, most people aren't going to go through that sort of effort. But, you know, it's just a one-time edit, that once I have it edited, I don't have to do anything with it again. It's simple. Tell you what though, that thing's introduction, there's a whole lot of clips to keep track of while I was editing, so towards the end it was really lagging. So I'm glad to finally gotten it edited. It was very time consuming to make. Now it's done, editing is going to be a whole lot easier for these LPs. That first episode was actually kind of delayed a bit because of creating that new intro. I got berry jam. What is that? That's nice. What is that, like a double of the nectar? Yep, that's a double of the nectar. I assume that the next item is going to be a double of the berry jam. Hey, what's this? It's nothing. Tell you what, I'm definitely glad to be back to doing Let's Plays. Well, first off, it's kind of a bummer that all those months that I spent not doing Let's Plays was kind of pointless because I'm pretty much in the same situation as I was before. I could have just continued on like normal. I also mentioned how it was a long time since I've actually just played a game. I can't remember. Wasn't paying attention if Ep2 worked. Whatever, I'm just using Rengeki. The last time I played with a game was around the New Year. Cause I figured, well, you know, I'm gonna be going back to Let's Plays eventually. Maybe I'll just save all my game playing for my Let's Plays. And I was thinking, you know, maybe if I can get prepared fast enough, I could start them up in February, say. And then it became, hey, let's try it for March, and then April came, and then April went. April was the definite time that I want to be ready, because my plan was to restart LPs as soon as my old episodes had finished uploading to YouTube, because my YouTube account was a little bit behind in uploads, so I wanted to get through those before continuing on. And I figured that would be enough time to get prepared. But of course, it wasn't. I slacked off. It took forever for me to get this ready. But now that I'm back to doing Let's Plays, I am quite glad. Tell you what, it's certainly quite a trek back to the church, but it's cheap enough that it's worth it. By the way, I figured out where the victory theme was from. I knew it sounded familiar, and while editing, I wanted to put a footnote in there saying that I was going to guess Diddy Kong Racing. I probably should have put that footnote in there because, as it turns out, I'm right. It's from Diddy Kong Racing. I'm not entirely sure specifically what scenario, what instance this theme plays, but, you know, it's kind of interesting that I would remember that, considering how long it's been since I've played Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, it looks like we're about to reach our next boss. But first, we get an antidote. Is this guy going to be poisonous? Also, as it turns out, the difference between Talus's and Iris's attack power isn't that big. It's just that it's only made big whenever I use the Rengeki. Apparently, in order to... Okay, I'm going to assume the exit's behind this pillar here, so let's see what you have to say. You must be that spirit hunter. Natus told me about you. Yeah, that's me. Who are you? I am Nahem. Lord Natus' personal assassin, and you're my target! And he looks nothing like his character sprite. Alright, so... does this wear out? Let's use it just in case. And then we'll cast both of these. Eventually we're going to find an enemy that's weak against... well, that would be the reasoning behind the antidote. However, I highly doubt one antidote's going to be doing a whole lot of good here. And I totally wasn't paying attention to how much damage that was causing. You know, this would be a whole lot easier to keep track of that if the damage counters popped up on screen. It's probably not Rip the Punk's fault, though. Probably this is actual part of the default game code. Okay, it's a good thing I saved. Oh sure, now it's blinded. You know, maybe there's a good reason to go back and buy one of those revive potions. Let's see what this does. Not a whole lot. Is there any special effect to that attack? Because it's kind of weak. Is poison doing anything? Okay, so Renzakuken is temporary. That's... no, wait. Rangeki. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VIII. There was a discussion going on at RPG Maker Pavilion about Final Fantasy VIII and whether the junctioning system was... well, first off, there was no argument over whether it was imbalanced. It was over whether it was easy or hard because of the junctioning system. Well, obviously things got easy, but I mean, like, I don't know, that's a discussion. Okay, yay, we won. I'm definitely curious. 30 experience for a boss? That's sad. Darn! Natas said you were powerful. He will be returning, and he will raise the Spiritis. So there's an actual object here that's called the Spiritis. I'm not sure. We must get to the cathedral. You know, I probably should have, just for the fun of it, created an alternate save file. See how fortunate I would have been in order to get here without dealing with any enemies. And see if Iris's dialogue would have come up. No, I'll do that with the next party member. If I can remember, I'll create an alternate save file without getting the party member, and then we'll figure out where to go in this dungeon and we'll get here. I'm not sure. We must get to the cathedral. Natas' henchmen are getting out of control. Oh, it turns into... oh, right, poison. Iris is still dead. Hopefully there's nothing up here. Okay, well, there is something up here, but it's something we wanted to be up here. Whoa, there's the cathedral. Rest at the inn. 25 gil. Which reminds me. Rip the Punk told me that there was some sort of reason that you would want to defeat all the enemies. It's some sort of prize or something. He said he didn't want to spoil it, but just by the fact that he told me there was a prize, he spoiled it. I don't know what the prize is, but now I know there is one. Oh hey, it's the synthesis guy. What do you have over here? Daddy says I can run the store while he's working. Isn't that nice of him? Okay, well, let's hold on before we buy... whoa, hold on a sec. What? That's the most expensive antidote I've ever seen. Considering how frequently you'd have to use those things, you would think it costs a whole lot less. Hey there, what can I forge for you today? 3 current... oh! Pixie Blade? I don't want a Pixie Blade. I already have a Pixie Blade. Well, like... no, wait, it's a Pixie Dagger. Well, what's a Pixie Blade? Let's see, we're going from attack of 22 to deals wind damage. Okay, so it's an elemental sword. That sounds nice. Alright. Oh, and it didn't cost money, it just cost these items here. Which are random drops from enemies that eventually do not respawn. Is there going to come a point where I'm going to have none of the required items simply because I already used them for other stuff? Deals wind damage. I have a feeling the next area we're going to encounter is going to have something to do with enemies weak against the wind. And that's a one-handed weapon, so we can re-equip that. Oh, so synthesis doesn't actually use actual equipment that you no longer need. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and sell this stuff. Can I sell this stuff? Yes. Not selling that. Sell this. Do we want to sell that? Hold on, let me figure it out. Just take a good look at the screen and you'll be able to see what I got rid of. Just watch, it's going to turn out that I got rid of all that equipment and some new party member I'm about to get is going to need it. Oh well. So we got a little bit more cash here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to buy 3 of those. We're probably going to go back to the inn every time we need to heal for some specific necessary purpose. But this is going to be a just-in-case sort of item. We're going to buy this as a just-in-case sort of item as well. So... oh, by the way, when you touch the inn door, you walk in automatically. So here's the cathedral. And I don't know how long this episode is, but you know, it's probably long enough. I've been recording for an hour. Or then some. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and next time we're going to go into the cathedral. Well, so see you then! Hello everyone, I'm sure you're all surprised that this episode is continuing despite the fact that I said it was ending. Well, I wound up deciding that since I didn't have to worry about editing out a whole bunch of game overs and worrying about recording a whole lot of retraced steps, I would go ahead and do the thing that I said I was going to do and get here with only Talus. So let's see if this guy triggers Iris in the after discussion thing. I wouldn't really recommend actually trying this yourself. There's no real benefit to it at all. It's for one thing, you don't gain more experience by only fighting by yourself. And second, in case you decided to go back and recover or go back and get that party member after all, she does not gain experience before you bring her into your party. So this would result in her being rather under-leveled. It was a very difficult process getting here, I'll tell you that. First I went after the shadow guys because I had already been used to taking them down in the dungeon beforehand. But after which, well for one, they are a little difficult still because, you know, I'm not sure I can beat this guy. You know what? If I happen to beat that guy, I'll let you know. I did fight every battle, because, you know what? I will continue this discussion before I beat this guy, because there's nothing going to be going on after I beat this guy. So, let's see. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Apparently, those Shadows guys, when they cast that attack that lowers your defense, it really lowers your defense. Under normal circumstances, you would take like... I was taking like 2 damage from them, and when they lowered my defense, it was closer to 30. So that's really significant. But I focus on those guys first anyway, since I already dealt with them earlier. Then I went after the armored guys because they don't cast any spells. Surprisingly, they're not as difficult to take out as you would think. I wonder if he has a limited amount of MP. Anyway, after the armored guys, then I went after those other guys who can cast Confuse, and somehow I got lucky and they didn't cast Confuse on me. So eventually I leveled up and the enemies started becoming a little bit easier, so I was able to go after them all. It would have been nice had I been able to come up with another level on top of where I am now. You know what, I'm just going to attack and hope for a critical hit, because I don't need to be using all my items this way. Ooh, I might get lucky. 1 HP. Is poison actually working? Right then. I'll let you know if I win. Oh, I win. So as it turns out, poison is actually really bad. You want to cure it, because I was taking 27 damage every turn just from the poison alone. So, in this case, I got pretty dang lucky. I better... Okay. Now, let's see... Haha! Iris still talks!